Hi everybody! I'm just going to go mute everything real quick before it all sound comes about. Welcome to Friday Night with the Trekkie Girls. Hello Julian. Hey Vicky, you're here. Okay, sorry everyone, it's going to get loud. I'm going to mute that one. Okay, that's one down. That's real. The next one's muted. That's good. Oh, we're firing on all cylinders today. This is great. We are. Oh, it's all working. It's working.
Oh, gosh, I see myself. That's quite scary.
Okay. Oh, I haven't opened up the chat window. Okay, everyone. Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to Friday Night at the Trekkie Girls. We are having a online threesome today. See what I did there? We are obviously socially distancing, and so yeah,
This makes me sad.
it's very sad, but at least we got this.
Being socially responsible.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's so sad. Righty then. So who we got? Who we got here today? Let's say hello. We got Julie, we got Tim, we got Willie. Hi, and let's see you too, Vicky. And Christoph and Malcolm. Hi everybody. It's lovely to see you all. Okay, so just before we start, okay, we won't take all your worries about the world at the moment. Just put them all in a little ball, put them in a containment field. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw them at the airlock. There's an airlock on the screen, ladies. There's an airlock on the screen. We're throwing them at the airlock. Oh, this is the wrong button. And they're gone. They're gone. Okay, so that's that done. And now it's just time to go live in our Star Trek warp bubble. One episode!
Oh, the airlock. That's really cool.
Do you like that?
I love it.
So if you're not aware, we are going to be talking about spoilers, lots of spoilers about the episode. And my Latin's not great, but I imagine it's Et in Arcadia Ego, which I looked up what it meant, and it was basically it means even in paradise there is death. Yeah. So, oh my god, going back to Neil's theory that this is just Star Trek porn. What a Star Trek porn episode this was. It had everything. What did you think?
I loved seeing Seven back. Loved it.
Yeah?
Yeah. And the hug between her and it was really good.
It was good. Okay, got a theory about this, because you can't stop a girl speculating. Seven's gone bad. I think she's queened up. Sorry?
I think they're launching a new Fenris Rangers TV series with Elron. It did very much feel like it was going to be them and them. Yeah. So like Picard said, that's your job now when it comes to saving the galaxy.
It was a bit of final, wasn't it?
That suggested that perhaps, it's her job to save the galaxy now.
It was something. There was something about what. Oh, go.
So carry on.
No, you carry on.
See, I just got that feeling that Picard's not going to make it to season 2. There's this finality. All of a sudden, they're talking about his brain disorder, and I'm like, I don't like this. Like he said, he loved Raffi. Like, what is going on? I don't like it.
I don't think it'll be the end of season 1, but I think it might be how the series ends.
The end of Picard will be the end of Picard.
Yeah, Malcolm. Yes, I think we cried when Picard told his crew about the syndrome. That was. And he was so true to character.
I didn't. I cried when I told Raffi he loved her.
Aww.
Oh, me too. That was the moment that I welled a little bit.
Aww. But no, just go back to 7 if I may. Oh, sorry, Carol, go on.
I was just going to say, it's interesting. There's an android who needs a brain, and there could be a Picard whose brain failed him, who could be into a body.
It reminded me of Ivor Graves, that bit. Do you remember Ivor Graves was a cyberneticist, and he downloaded his brain into data, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, I do remember that one.
Yeah.
So he's downloading Picard's brain into the android.
Mm. Interesting. Okay, but if I can just go back and entertain, if you wouldn't mind entertaining my crazy idea that Seven's gone bad. She says something to Picard when she explains about how Hugh had died. He said something like, he said, there must have been such brutality to turn a gentle soul or something. And I didn't know what it meant. It must have taken such brutality for the Romulans to hurt Hugh, but it sort of sounded like she had implied that Hugh had gone bad. Maybe, I don't know, I just got a really weird vibe. She just seemed different. She seemed more like, I don't know, a bit Queen-like. What does everyone else think? Carol, you get requested to turn up your microphone, please. You might need to just speak a bit louder.
Okay. You can have the microphone, so I'll just talk louder.
Yeah, that would be great, thank you.
A boob shot there, love it.
Boobs in your face.
I think that was I do remember thinking that was a weird thing to say, I must admit, about Hugh.
Yeah.
But then he did kind of lose his peace in the end, didn't he? He wanted revenge almost for what had happened to the XBs, so it kind of does make sense. Like, it must have been, the brutality that affected him to make him turn. He did kind of not lose his way in the end, but he was a different Hugh by the end of it, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah, actually, Christoph has just said that remark confused a lot of people, and Chabon's explanation on Instagram was not too conclusive.
Ooh. I haven't seen the last video.
So maybe there is something that when things aren't too conclusive, usually that means there's something else in there. So maybe I've not actually seen that bit yet. I was just finished watching the episode. And okay, so shall we talk about the androids? Oh, the androids! Oh, well, it was so funny because just as we started watching that episode, Neil said, "Oh, do you think Data's going to be in this episode? If he's just going to turn up anywhere?" And I said, "No, Data won't be in this episode, but Brent Spiner might be." I said, and then I literally said, I said, like maybe in some sort of Soon type role, and he couldn't be Noonien Soon, but he could be, I don't know, Soon's son. And it happened. Whoa. And I literally screamed when he came on the TV. And when they announced Spot 2 as well, that was it. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, Jay on Facebook says, was she lying about what happened? I think she was. I think it was interesting that we didn't get to see Captain Picard's reaction to how Hugh died. We just sort of had this sort of like little bit at the end of the conversation. I don't know, it was something off with 7, I think. I think 7's gone bad. We will see. We will see.
He's been affected by...
Yeah.
He's been affected by what she has been through.
Yeah, I'm just going to get comfy now. Yes, and then we meet hello! Aww. Dogs on the stream. Is that Bella or Bailey? Which dog's that, Sarah? Pardon?
This is Bailey.
Because your dogs are a bit like synths. There's always 2 of them and they look the same. Yes, so the androids, we meet the synths, and it looks like there's as soon as we beam down, we're like, all very good looking androids. This is Soon's work. As soon as us,
a man made these androids.
They look like what? Sorry?
Yeah. A man made these androids.
Oh yes. It's definitely the type that Soon would come up with. Maddox, I just don't think has the flair. Like his comment, "I do the bodies." No shit. Yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting that they have these pairs. What do you think about? And I literally just watched it, so I don't. No one's names are coming to memory. But you sort of got the sweet British android, who I recognise from somewhere. She seems lovely. And then you kind of got Soji's android. Kind of looks like Rihanna. And something bad about her, isn't there? She seems a baddie.
I'm trying to work out who is the bad guy, whether it's the android or Narek. I'm just a little bit like, oh, it's all on a limb, isn't it? Like, not sure what's going to happen here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the android.
You think it's the android's gone bad?
I think she is bad because she wants genocide. The organic people, she was all for it. And I think she helped Narek to escape. And maybe he still killed the one that died, but it was just to set up the whole androids, everyone.
And of course, we saw him running towards the Borg cube. I still think the Borg are definitely in league with this. I wonder whether the Borg are part of this alliance of synthetic life, perhaps, which is very interesting. Just reading Christoph's comment, all since gold chosen by themselves while growing up. Not sure what you mean by that, Christoph. So do you think they're sort of young? I imagine they're older ones myself. Like,
the gold ones with the gold eyes would have been older ones.
That's what I would have thought. Yeah.
Human ones.
So newer because she's newer.
Yeah, she seems. Yeah.
I think Sophie's the one to save the day. I think she will see ultimately an error in ways and she will rescue Picard.
Well, the synths aren't wrong, are they? I mean, they're life forms and they keep getting killed by organics. And the organics keep thinking that the synths are going to kill them. So both of them are coming from a place where they're a place of fear of the other. So I can see it from both their perspectives. But what I didn't, right, okay, when Jurati first got that message, and we learned last week about these people that show up, in my head they were organics. Did you think that?
I thought that. But that's probably organic thinking of that.
Yeah, that's just how we are. We're so, I don't know even what the term is for that. It's going to be like, when you use heteronormative language, it's organically normative behaviour, thinking, oh, well, the organic people will show up and take out the synths. But actually, it's actually the other way around. Did anyone else on the chats think that? Did anyone else think last week that it was organic people that showed up and took up the synths? But now it seems it's the other way around. It seems it's the synths show up and be like, oi, leave the synths alone. What we don't have any explanation for yet is why Soji has Borg knowledge.
That is true.
No.
I still think we're yet to see Lore.
And this brings me to my next speculation, Sarah. I'm so glad you brought up Lore, because we go back to the hashtag Lore in the drawer. Lore in the drawer. And actually, I'm going to give Neil credit again. Neil's been on fire with Star Trek speculations this week. We were talking about, just after the episode finished, who's good, who's bad. I said, I think some of them are good and some of them are bad. And then Neil said, like twins, like Data and Lore.
One is good.
One is good and one is bad.
Oh no, what that makes Soji the bad one?
Who knows with the newer models? It could be just the older models. Because
they said the crazy Romulan Borg lady, get her name,
Rhonda, yeah.
Are you the one who lives, or no, the one who dies, or the one who destroys?
Ooh.
There was something like that.
That's interesting because Jana, who we heard about in the last episode, she was the opposite to the I'm going to call her Rihanna. I don't know why. She just reminds me of Rihanna. She sounded lovely. She sounded really nice. And her sister, not so cool. Who knows with Soji and Daj, but I wonder whether it just applies to the golden androids, maybe, like Data and Lore. Yeah. We didn't see nice British lady. We didn't see her twin today, did we?
No.
Could be evil.
We did see her.
We saw her twin.
She was there
when they first met them.
Yeah, and there was one, and at the end, she was with her sister.
Oh, were they?
She didn't spike in the eye. Yeah.
But we didn't meet her as they'd learn about her
No.
personality.
Oh, okay.
No, we just thought we just saw her.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's another. So many theories just flying around. What's everyone saying then? Tim doesn't think Law will return. It'd be difficult to explain how he has aged. How did he escape being in storage with the Enterprise D saucer crashed? Well, he could have been taken out of storage before the Enterprise D crashed. I don't think they would have kept him because it was about, it was just after probably about a year after they found him. So I don't think they would have kept him on the Enterprise for that long. Android's mind melding was interesting. That's crazier than.
How do you teach yourself that?
I know, right? I guess if you're creating brains, you can do whatever you like. Yeah.
Maybe there's a bit of bulk in that brain.
Pardon?
Maybe there's a bit of bulk in that brain.
Maybe that was interesting. And actually, Christoph, you said Jana and Broken Flower wanted to inform. Who was Broken Flower? We still haven't got any answers.
That was the male android, wasn't it? On the that got killed by the Starfleet captain.
Yeah, but
no.
Who is he? Is that his name or Beautiful Flower? Wasn't it? It was Beautiful Flower.
Beautiful Flower was his name. Yeah.
I
What
know.
about the weird things that came off the planet?
The orchids. How weird are they? That was some weird, freaky technology, organic thing going on there. I wonder whether that was part of. I wonder whether that was part of Maddox's work as well. Maybe, I don't know. Like trying to combine synthetic and organic life. It's very weird. I don't know. And Christoph also says that Michael Chabon refused to answer questions about Seven.
Ooh.
Interesting. Yeah, so I'm quite keen to see what happens with 7-9, but I'm quite interested in that area. I really want to know how the Borg tie into us, because the Borg have a much bigger part in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was. I'm so glad we got to see Brent Spiner again, though. How cool was that?
That was very, very cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Jay thinks. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Carry on. Jay thinks. Yeah. Out the airlock. Jay thinks that Soju's the evil one. Interesting. Oh, Alexandra, you made a good point. Do we listen to the podcast for the series? I haven't actually listened to it yet. I really want to. It's on Deadline, I think. I do want to watch that. It sounds really good, but I listened to it, but not had the chance yet. And I've got to catch up with all the Ready Rooms as well.
Me too.
Yeah.
Have you seen those memes of... Oh my god, I'm going to find it. Carry on talking about the episode while I find it. So funny. Oh no, I won't find it because I won't find it at all because it's on the internet now. But it's basically a meme where Admiral Clancy tells Captain Picard to shut up. And then you just see Wesley smiling. He's like, shut up, John Luke. And then you see Wesley smiling and it says, written by Will Wheaton, executive producer Will Wheaton. Oh, Captain Caveman, did you ever watch Spiner's YouTube show Fresh How? I did watch it. Did you guys watch it?
I watched some of it, not all of it.
It's so good. I don't know whether I watched all of it or not, actually, but it was so funny. Thank you for reminding me of that, Captain Caveman. We might go watch that later because it's so good. Alexandra says that there's a strong hint in the podcast that 7 and 9 will be back for season 2. Yes!
Ooh, yay!
And just on the update of fan-desired spin-offs, so we've got... What have we got now? We've got Prime Lorca, we've got Pike. Then we got Section 31, that's on its way. And then we got 7 and 9.
Yeah. I would like that.
Julian's asking, do we feel one of the cast members will die in the last episode? Jeez, Carol. Sarah, you just want Jurati to die, Sarah.
Just irritates me. I don't know why.
She probably will do a sacrificial thing again.
She could sacrifice herself, yeah.
Maybe.
Particularly when she said to the Soji person, not Soji android, about, she said, would you, a real mother would sacrifice herself for her children. Would you do that? I think she will, but I think she'll sacrifice herself for Picard.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah.
I think he's gonna die.
Who's got Jurati? Soji.
Ooh.
Her story is going to have a beginning and an end, and I think it's going to end with her sacrificing herself.
Oh, maybe.
Again, she talked to Picard about sacrifice earlier.
I don't think they will kill any of the main cast, mostly because I think they're all on contracts for a certain amount of time.
Well, but she could come back as one of the other ones, so,
It's when they do a discovery and there's a new character, they're like, oh, this is a new ensign, this new character is now playing Jurati. And Alison Pill's playing, someone else on the ship. Yeah. Almost everybody except Picard and Seven and Soon might sacrifice themselves. But we all sounded too satisfied with episode 10 for too many deaths. Oh, Captain Caveman, we think you were lovely too, thank you. Compliments on the internet, that's nice. But Spot 2, Gary, how cool, and Tim, how good is Spot 2? As soon as I saw that cat, I'm like, Star Trek porn. Give the fans what they want.
I was like, that can't be Spot though. And then like, oh,
yes, Spot 2.
Like, geez.
Mark 2.
Jay says on Facebook, how come everyone is okay with Dr. Jurati now, even though they know she murdered Maddox? I did think, was his name Soon? Dr. Soon?
Soon. Son. He was quite harsh to her. He was like, he did not hold back, did he? He was like, you did a really bad thing. You feel bad, He was laying into her.
I suspect that they were really close and he was actually quite restrained in that moment. Actually, I wonder whether, I imagine he I think maybe he understood that actually, I don't think she was entirely in control of her actions.
I think that's what they were trying to suggest, is that the abolition had, messed her mind up. They're suggesting the same with all Romulans, is that they have a false pretense, that they don't try and destroy them, then they won't have to call these other synths in to kill them.
Yeah.
Self-fulfilling prophecy thing.
Now, what we didn't see was Narissa this episode.
No, not at all.
No, we didn't see Narissa, and I'm pretty sure, we were all pretty sure she beamed out last week, weren't we?
Yeah, probably the 218 Romulan war.
Maybe, yeah. I would have thought her brother would have beamed her out, though. I would have thought he would have beamed her out. So I wonder whether she's
on the ship.
Yeah, I wonder whether she's creeping around on that planet somewhere.
Oh, really?
The artifact.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then, of course, at the very end, we see Commodore O on a Romulan ship.
Mm.
I assume that was Commodore O.
Oh my god, I totally missed that. I did not get that at all. I missed that completely.
I assume it was her. It looked like her. They called her Commodore. And
I totally missed that.
Ooh.
yeah, so what we got to look forward to next week, we got, 218 Romulan ships on their way. Some androids, some bad androids who want to kick some organic ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wonder what do you think? How do you think it's? Oh, wait a minute. Alexandra thought it was Nerissa at the end.
No, I
Maybe.
didn't think Nerissa because I was thinking that would have been a good place to put Nerissa. So I didn't think it was Nerissa at the end because I thought, oh, we were going to see her, but it was. I didn't think it was her.
No, I thought it was Commodore O.
So how did she get out of Starfleet to get onto the Romulan ship?
I know, right?
She's a Commodore, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
Do whatever the hell she wants.
Yeah, she does what she wants.
I mean, she probably would have known where. She probably would have followed Picard because she knew where. She would have been able to easily find out where Picard was because they literally hailed Starfleet and said, "Can you give us permission to go on this ship?" So she could have gone over there herself, not trusting Nerissa and Narek because, you know, they've been faffing around, having little sibling quarrels. She's probably gone, right, I'm going to get this done myself.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim says, expect a Federation relief fleet to turn up and save the day next week. Oh, I hope so.
That wouldn't be good.
That would be good. Julian,
I don't think it's going to be that predictable. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm like, don't know. I think they're just going to throw us a curveball.
Yeah, maybe. Julian says,
will it's an impassioned speech that turns some of the androids good. Maybe all the good twins.
Yeah, I felt it was so sad today when he does his big old speech and you see all the androids like, ooh, and then soon just said, no, don't. And you just think, oh, it makes you despair, doesn't it? But
it does.
Yeah. I was going to say something. I forgot what I was going to say about. It was about musing. It's gone. Yeah, so what do you think is going to happen next week? I mean, this episode threw me. This was just like, what? This is not where I was expecting it to go at all. But I hope we see more 7. I kind of want to see what's going on there.
I mean, an epic space battle.
I think it's going to be, it's got to be, hasn't it? Season final. Got to throw in a big old pew pew. I think Picard will be okay. I think his aromatic syndrome is going to be, oh my god, I've just remembered. Okay, you ready for a really wacky one?
Yeah.
So when he was in his chair, he said something like, thank you for coming to be here today, or something like this. And I've got to check, but my first thought went back to the episode where he's doing that talk on some archaeology site, I don't know, and it's the episode where Q takes them all to Sherwood Forest. That was what came into my mind when he said that.
Oh.
And I thought, I went back to what we were talking about last week. What if humanity's still on trial? What if Q is still messing around?
Yeah.
And do you remember in All Good Things, he sort of has those sort of flashbacks, and I'm just sort of thinking, yeah, I wonder. I don't know. I've got to check the line. I'll research that in a minute, and if I'm right, I'll tweet about it. If not, we'll bury that and forget I ever said it.
That could be the cliffhanger. Is that Q turns up at the last moment, and you're just like, that's it. Cut to black. Season finale. Every Trekkie would tune in the next season.
Oh my god. Yeah. So that was my weird Q theory, but that's mostly because I'm just looking everywhere for ways to make Q come back. So.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, really, guys. Oh, Alexander, you've been looking forward to Q coming back as well. Jay reckons it's going to be a massive cliffhanger. That much is certain, isn't it? I really just don't want this to end right now. This is really good. I'm enjoying this series so much. And Tim reckons that Riker will lead the Starfleet ships. Ooh. Geordie.
That would be good.
Geordie or Worf? I don't know. I don't mind anyone.
all of them. Even if it was just like this armada of ships showed up and they just quickly flashed to the bridge of each one and Geordie, Worf, what's her name?
Janeway. Janeway to the rescue. I heard there were Borg. Alrighty, folks. I'm afraid that's all we've got time for tonight.
Oh,
But we really enjoyed living in our little bubble there for a little bit. And we hope to see you all next week, where we got a whole week to wait. And the weeks are going so slowly at the moment. So see you next week for the final. I think we're going to have a bit of a remote party. Have some fun. So do tune in and have a little Trekkie Girl party with us. And we shall see you all next week. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Bye. Bye.